Alright, what's up guys and welcome back to Fab Unofficial. We're just going to dive in. You guys know what this is about. Zen. We had a interesting tweet from Brian Gottlieb. A great tweet, actually. In amongst all the Rosetta spoilers, which has been awesome. There's been a little discourse regarding Zen and his dominance across all formats. CC, Living Legend, Blitz, and LSS are well aware. I'll clip a picture of the tweet on the screen so you guys can read that. But effectively, it says that they know he's too strong and they're working on it. And we've got to believe that they're going to do something prior to ProQuest season because they don't want what has become the Zen menace to overshadow the new Rosetta heroes, and definitely 100% before Worlds. So the question is what, and I am here to give my 2 cents on what I think is going to happen. So let's dive in. First of all, there's probably two cards I talked about more than any others when discussing Zen and why he's so dominant. And those 2 cards are Traverse the Universe and Art of War, right? So Traverse the Universe came out in Part the Mistveil and is the premier legendary in the whole set. Comes in an extended art cold foil version. It's beautiful. There's no way they ban that card, right? On TCG Player, the cheapest copy is currently $190 and that card single-handedly, including the rainbow foil version, carries a lot of value for that product. And with Part the Mistveil being at present the most recently released set, not even considering their first release into Japan, there is no way that they ban what is the most prestigious card there, right? So they're going to do everything in their power to work around having to get rid of that card, and I think there's definitely ways to do it. So Traverse the Universe, for me, totally off the table. Second one is Art of War. Now, this card has been an issue for, well, I shouldn't say an issue. This card has been somewhat problematic in moments of Flesh and Blood's history. It was a big part of Chain, a real power card, and for that matter is an integral part of even Levia today. So any heroes that work with the Banish Zone or that can get free cards with which to banish off it, aka Zen and Crouching Tigers, they have steered away, or at least I shouldn't say they've steered away, they have not needed to ban any Premier generic Majestics ever, currently, unless I'm missing something. And I think they really want to avoid that, if at all possible. Now I'm going to put aside the fact that Aurora, so the Lightning Runeblade in Rosetta, seems to have some play with instants, and the fact that they may have built this hero around, well, I shouldn't, not around, but with Art of War in mind as an inclusion in the deck. I don't think they want to throw away all of that testing because she clearly seems to care about instants. But Aurora aside, and any potential implications with the Rosetta metagame, Art of War is an integral part to many other heroes. Levia, Katsu, so on and so forth. So much so that the Art of War cold foil judge card, so it's a cold foil that you open up in the judge pack, is one of the most expensive cold foil judge cards you can open or is currently available on the market. LSS do care about the secondary market. They do care about the people collecting, investing, and I do not see any way that they ban that card and just have their players lose thousands of dollars. Because last time I checked, I think Art of War is going at, I know it's like close to 1,000 New Zealand. So obviously that fluctuates depending on where you're from. But I don't see them wanting to get rid of that card. So for me, Traverse the Universe, Art of War, totally off the table. There is another Part the Mistveil card, which does produce a lot of value for Zen, which is 12 Pedal Casaya, but again, it is an extended art cold foil in that set, and even though it doesn't carry the same sort of value as Traverse, I don't see them getting rid of that either. Although I will note, my solution, or what I think will happen, does not involve any erratas. I think they want to stay away from erratas, desperately. But I would say that I really wish 12 Pedal Casaya only made you one resource per turn. As in, it only created a resource the first time you would transcend on a turn. I have no idea why it wasn't printed as such, but that is a potential errata that, could happen. But erratas are confusing, they're bad for new players, and LSS are definitely in a time where they're focusing on growth and they want to onboard as many new players as possible, and erratas are just something that kind of a bit icky, if I'm honest. So again, 12 Pedal Casaya, I really wish it had an errata, but I just don't see it happening. So all of that aside, what is actually going to happen? First point of call, Stride of Reprisal. This is a no-brainer. If you're keeping Art of War around, you have to ban this card. Again, probably should have just put the Crouching Tiger in Banish, but I'm not a fan of erratas, so if you're keeping Art of War, which I think they're going to, similar to like a Stubby Hammers ban that we've seen in the past when Fi was, far too strong, I think they're just going to axe Stubby Hammers. It's a $5 common equipment, doesn't hold that much value. I don't think players will care. Ninja players have plenty of other options in the leg slot, so it's not completely crippling, and again, it is a specifically Mystic Ninja, so it only affects Zen. Stride of Reprisal, I think, is going to be gone, and the other card that is going to be seeing a ban is Ancestral Harmony. I'm kind of sad about this one because I did really like playing with that card in Katsu, and I do like the feeling of flipping cards off the top of the deck and adding a little bit of variance. I think it's quite fun, and it is good for new players, especially when they sit down against somebody maybe slightly better and they can have a little bit of RNG go their way. But at a zero cost blue 3 block that turns on Transcend, I think removing Ancestral Harmony definitely brings the ceiling of what a Zen player can do down, and it makes it a little harder with deck building considerations in terms of Ancestral Harmony is just a no-brainer because you want to play blues, you don't want to pay a resource for them, because you want to be able to transcend and you wouldn't yet have any resources of Kasaya. So for me, removing that, bringing the ceiling of what the deck can do, again, especially if you're keeping Art of War around, to me, those are the two bans. Get rid of Stride, get rid of Ancestral Harmony, and then I think they suspend Bonds of Ancestry Red until Zen LLs. I think that card should have always been a Majestic. I don't think we ever should have seen a yellow and blue version. I don't think the play patterns created by that card are particularly interesting or fun. Yes, Katsu kind of wanted multiples of that colors of that card, but they can always print more stuff in the expansion slot for him anyway. He's not that strong, so they can tee some stuff up in the pipeline knowing that Bonds yellow and blue are forever going to stay banned, and then they are suspending red Bonds, so in a world when Zen finally LLs, Katsu and other ninjas can get back the Bonds of Ancestry Red as an option. So, and that's it. That's all I think they need to do. I think if they ban Stride of Reprisal, they ban Ancestral Harmony, and they suspend Red Bonds of Ancestry, I think that's enough. Zen will still be really good. I think he will be brought back to the pack a little. I think there's more ways to combat him. The ceiling is reduced, and I think it's all things that needs to happen. But the last thing I want to do is totally remove Zen from the metagame, full stop. So I think that is more than a sleight hand that's being used, but it's not quite a heavy hand. So I think it's somewhere in the middle. And again, this is just my 2 cents personally. I think that would fix the problem as long as they get Bonds of Ancestry the hell out of Blitz as well, because Zen is egregious in Blitz just as he is in CC. So I think the suspension of bonds and the banning of the yellow and blues should just be universal until he exits both Blitz and Constructed. But Blitz, yeah, skirmish season's almost over. I've definitely got my eye on Classic Constructed as we head into ProQuest, and I think these changes will fix things. So, but yeah, I'm definitely interested to hear what LSS think. They obviously know the problem. They've been taking their time, and generally there's been a few ban and restricted announcements that have come out of left field for me. Thinking all the way back to Stavo days when they decided only to get rid of Autumn's Touch and so on and so forth. So who knows what we're going to be given, but I think they're going to be extra cautious this go around. They've already tried to bring Zen back to the pack once. If they try it a second time and fail, it definitely isn't a great look. So they're probably going to do more rather than less this go around. But we'll see. Anyway, until next time.